Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene, and I feel like a zombie. Why is there a hair? I had plans to record for you guys today, and I am so incredibly tired that it's like I feel drunk. But I'm not! Alright, I want to go to bed, but it's not even 5 p.m., so I think that's a little too early. Here's the deal. I'm usually tired because I don't sleep well. I wake up and my mind is just always spinning. And yeah, the anxiety really interrupts my sleep. But last night, for the first time in a long time, I forgot to put my CPAP mask on. I took a whole Benadryl last night as opposed to a half. No, I don't have a problem with Benadryl. The dose is 2 pills. I take a half of one. And but I do that pretty much religiously because it just helps me to feel a little bit groggy. But I really need to quit that. Don't try to suggest other things. Fuck melatonin. Fuck valerian root. Those things are a joke. At least for me. They do absolutely nothing. Anyway, so I do remember watching TikTok and whatever videos and stuff, and then just, you know, kind of just putting my iPad to the side, and I guess I fell asleep. And I did wake up, and I was up for probably 2 or 3 hours during the night and still didn't realize that I didn't have that mask strapped to my head ball. So I ended up falling back to sleep this morning, and then I woke up again and I was like, oh, I just got to try to fall back to sleep. And then I heard myself snoring, and I was like, why am I snoring? And then I was like, oh my God, I don't have my mask on. So that's why I'm really tired, because what little sleep I got wasn't good sleep at all. So I just want this day to be over. My plan for you guys was to show you a big lot of scraps for eBay. I wanted to do that. If I would have done it earlier, then, you know, I could have maybe managed, but I can't see myself doing that now because then I still have to take pictures of that. I have to set up the auction and do all the editing. I just don't want to. I just want to go to bed. But I can't. I have to work until at least 8 o'clock. I can't justify calling it quits until at least 8 o'clock, because that gives me a good 12-hour day. I like to work 14-hour days, but 12 hours, I feel like that's okay. And I have worked all day, but again, it's stuff that doesn't like really show. I did put a couple new things in my sale, and I did go to the dump. I went yesterday to get rid of a whole bunch of recycling. And yesterday was Monday, and they're closed on Mondays. And I know this, but for some reason, I was thinking it was Tuesday yesterday. And so I went today, I got rid of that, and then I'm working on the drawers on my mother's side. Her dresser and her the drawers under like her counter for her sink. I had gotten rid of a lot of stuff there because she had a lot of clothes in her dressers. So, you know, that's easy. It's just bag and donate. But now I'm into like old stuff, and it's just so hard, and I don't know what to do with the things, and it's like I wish I didn't even know that stuff existed. But, you know, I've already taken stuff out of recycling. Some old jewelry. I don't want to go sell it. See, when it's something that I feel like was maybe important to her, or, you know, that is valuable, it's like I don't want to just send it out in the world. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I'd rather know that it's trashed. But you know what? I'm not even happy with the trash now, because I asked for the hell of it at my dump what happens to the orange bags. You know, we have town bags, pay per throw, and they just go in this big bin, and I know they get taken away somewhere. And I said, where does all our trash go? And I was surprised to know it goes in landfills. I thought that was getting incinerated or something. We had an incinerator for a while. I don't remember. Maybe in the 70s, late 70s, around there somewhere. It went from a dump where everything was just thrown on the ground and they used to burn that. And then we had an incinerator. I don't know if that lasted a few years. There used to be black smoke in the sky, and I could see it. We're not that far from the dump. And anyway, we don't have that anymore. And it just goes into landfills. And so that kind of made me sad because I thought my stuff was being absolutely destroyed. But he said they're different kind of landfills now. It's very far away. I think he said something like 400 miles. I don't know. I might be saying things wrong because I have no brain right now. But it's far away. I remember that. And he said that it's something like that. The landfill, it's like the trash, and then they seal it with something. And I guess they make layers or something like that. Anyway, can I take a nap right here? So what's my point? Why am I even doing this? Because I just really need to feel accomplished, and I didn't do a video yesterday, so I need to do one. I made 2 calls today for my mother's transportation. To catch you up, I've been making calls, and I went back to the very first one I called because after talking to a few more, there was one cheaper, but I didn't like them because only 2 drivers, they're EMTs, but there's nobody designated to sit or be with my mother, and they don't sleep, either one, for the whole 24-hour ride, and I didn't like that. So I went back to, this is yesterday, and I didn't record yesterday, so you don't know this part yet. So I went back to the very first company that I called, and they had given me a quote of $7,800. And I knew everything about them that I needed to know, and they sounded good. I was just like waiting so I could, maybe get something cheaper. But it was 2 months ago that they gave me that quote. And they went up by $1,000, and I was so broken. This was yesterday. I expected to book that, and now I was like, an extra $1,000? I said, but you quoted me $7,800. She goes, yeah, but did I give you an official quote? I said, no, I don't know what an official quote is. She says, well, I would have sent you an email or something, and I don't remember getting an email. I would have saved that. So I was kind of like sad, and I said, is there any way at all that I can get the price that I was quoted? And she said, she was really nice, and she said, I will talk to so-and-so. She goes, and I'm going to call you back. She goes, give me 20 minutes. Now, this is the same company that I had called like on either a Friday night or a Saturday night, and they said that they would call me the next day at 11, but they didn't. But it was the weekend, so I kind of forgave them. But even on Monday, she wasn't calling. That was yesterday, and so I called, and I told her, I said, I was waiting for a call back, but I just thought I would call you guys. So I didn't like that they didn't call, and then this time I waited 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. She never called. She never called me back yesterday, and I was here all day. I did leave for a moment, but I checked caller ID to see if anybody had called. So that sucked. And today, she didn't call. So now I started over. I called 2 more. And the first one, now my first question is, do you have a nurse or, an EMT to sit with my mother? 2 drivers and somebody else. So do you have 3 people on board? This guy also said no. He said, you're going to find that this is the way it's done. He said, we have 2 drivers. They do not sleep. They're trained to drive. He says they can only drive like 4 to 6 hours, and then we ask them to swap. I think that's just bizarre. Because, once you get past 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, somebody's driving that vehicle who hasn't slept in a long time. I just don't understand how that can be okay. Maybe I'm taking it too seriously. I don't know. But I just think that that's not cool. And the other thing is that they're both sitting in the front. He said, no, he says, it's not like, we're right there. I want somebody out back with my mother, talking to her, stuff like that. The other company that went up by $1,000, that's what she was explaining to me. It's like my mother has a buddy. So I didn't want to go with that. So then I called another one. They had a good price, $7,400. Been in business over 20 years. I liked that. But the same thing, 2 EMTs, and they don't sleep. But this woman had me convinced that this is absolutely the way it's normally done. And, so I was like, okay. And then we get down to booking it, and I had to give a 50% deposit. So, can I do math while I'm drunk? 3,700. Half of that 74 is 37, and it is refundable. But I'm gonna nap again. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this day, the rest of the day. It's 5:10. Come on, I want to go to bed. I can get it back, but it has to be 72 hours before the trip. Now, my mother is 98. She could die in that 72 hours, and I'd be out that money. That's just scary because there's other things that can happen. And I did say, she has to test negative for COVID or they won't transport her. Well, this company would transport her. Other companies said no, she has to be negative to even get in the vehicle. But they said, oh no, we transport if they're positive because we take precautions. And she said, the nursing home will take them. And I said, no, 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 because I've talked to the nursing home. And they said, no, no, no. I cannot put that money on the line. I just can't. I don't know if the others are all like that. I would imagine they would have to be, right? Because they can't be booked and be ready for that and be in a part of the country where maybe that's the only person being transported. They can't do that. So I'm going to have to probably take that chance. Oh my God, I'm sick over all of this. Anyway, she quoted me, sent me an email. There's no problem with my dates. She said, you probably have 2 weeks to decide, so I am going to do some more homework and call a couple of other places, and then I'm just going to have to pick one and go with it. I have to stop talking. I just cannot believe how tired I am. It's just unbelievable. What can I do for work that will make me feel like I've done something worthy? Oh, I guess I could still go through drawers. I just hate that job so much. I hate this decluttering. So much stuff still. So much stuff. And then I have to figure out what I'm taking. Oh my God, this is just, I just want it to be over so bad. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am signing off. I will be back with more soon. Hopefully, I will feel more rested because this is crazy right now. And tonight, CPAP. I'm slapping that stupid mask on so I can maybe get a little bit of sleep. Bye.